Hi, good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. Yeah. So, good evening, Saurav sir. So, we'll start here. So, usually every first of
Hi, Rekha. Good evening.
hi, sir. Thank you. So, thanks for accepting our invitation and joining on live show, sir. I know that this is the first show you're doing on DC Live with us on live. So, we'll have more interesting question. One is some interesting question related with software Q and cloud, and some general questions also, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Sir, first you tell us about you, sir, and how your journey started in Desi Crew. That we are very eager to know about it. So first, that is my first question from you, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm clear. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry, I didn't get your question. You can
Sir,
just repeat that.
my first question was how you came into Desi Crew, or how you know about the Desi Crew, and how your journey started in Desi Crew. That is my first question.
Okay. So, yeah, it was interesting. So it's back in 2015, and I was doing my MBA in Oxford. And when I joined Oxford, I had no idea about social entrepreneurship, or I didn't even have this as one of my focus areas. And in Oxford, there's actually a center called Skoll Foundation, which was started by Jeff Skoll, US guy, ex PayPal and stuff, and eBay. And so that was being headed by a lady called Pamela Hartigan at that time. Unfortunately, she passed away soon after. But so they had some very interesting thesis on India and rural growth stories. And in fact, if I remember correctly, had some case studies on rural shows, which is like a basic crew competitor at that point.
Okay.
And so we did that, and then somehow I got in touch with Rajiv and Mani, and through some contacts here and there, and other things happened. And then when I returned to India back in 2015, or end actually, in November, I think. So Rajiv and Mani wanted me to like visit them in Bangalore and go and visit one of the centers. So I think we did that. I went to Chennai, met Mani, went to Bangalore, met Rajiv, and I think in fact I visited one of the centers also. If I'm not mistaken, it's Kolumangudi, and Ashwan very kindly, accepted to host me over there. So I had a companion with me. We drove all the way from Chennai to Kolumangudi, and Ashwant was sleeping all the way,
Okay.
as he usually does. So, uh, but yeah, to be serious, so we did a great visit actually, and then we think it spoke with Rajiv Mani, and then we kind of decided to give it a shot for Q and Cloud. So at that time, I think Mani and Rajiv, they were looking for like essentially to figure out how we can move into higher skilled areas in basic crew, and particularly that has higher skill requirements as well as higher wages, higher pays, and all. And we kind of decided to start this Q and Cloud and give it a shot actually. And yeah, so that's how I was in basic crew, and that's how Q and Cloud started.
Wow. Great, sir. I think it almost like how many years of Q and cloud, sir? 7 plus.
Yeah, so we kind of started in 2016. So yeah, kind of like 7, 8 years now.
Okay. So, uh, so how was the day one when you start? I mean, how this Q and Cloud name has come? It is like how you chosen this name for your project or your thing, like your process.
So we actually were decided to go with Kiran Cloud because we wanted to give it a name that carried the meaning to the customer straight away. At that time, we were thinking of building a cloud-based platform. And
Okay.
so we wanted the name Cloud in the in the brand name or the company name. And then, of course, it was related to QA, quality assurance, and he wanted that. So this kind of seemed to be a good name to at least to start with. and that has kind of stuck around.
Okay, that's good, sir. Thank you so much. So we have many participants from Q and Cloud team also here. So we invited them to have any question to their founder and CEO today. So I think today is the opportunity for the whole Q and Cloud team. So if they have any question or you want to ask anything with Saurav sir, you can ask. It's an open thing to you. Anybody? Sudhakar, Vinuta, Sasi, do you have any question? We have Jay Mohan also here. Hi Jay.
Srilekha, I think you should be having a set of questions, right?
Yeah, we have set of
we-
questions. Yeah, Veena
we can do that. Post that we will ask questions to Saurav.
sure. So the set of questions there.
Hi, Srilekha.
Hi
Hi,
Vinuta.
Saurav. Hi, Saurav. Hi to all. Yep.
Hi, Vinuta.
Sir, I would like my next question is like, no, you tell us the journey how, sir. In beginning, how it was the soft, I mean, Q and Cloud, and how you feel the development has happened in the whole team. Now I could hear that there is in all the center Q and Cloud is there, right? Initially, when I joined, maybe like 4 years back, it was only in Kollu Center, but now I could see that Q and Cloud in all the center it has grown up. So how you think that has done in this 8 years of journey, like?
Yeah, that's a good question, Shalekha. So,
Yes.
I think when I joined, right, we first set up Qn Cloud. I think Uday was also there with me from the very beginning. And we first set up Qn Cloud in Kollu, and there was also in Kapu. So, Kapu team was also there from the kind of from the beginning itself. I'm forgetting which one came first, but they kind of came almost at the same time. And so those were there. Then we kind of had some initial customers and success stories that we could build on. Of course, expanding it to the form that it is currently, where we are present across, I think, 5 continents, almost all major economies and countries in the area, in the world. So that definitely took time. It's a journey of all these years, actually, right? But originally, when we were trying to do such a concept, didn't even exist. I mean, there was Basic Crew, there was companies like Rural Shores and others, which were doing, kind of BPO kind of job from the villages, from the rural areas. But some high skill jobs like servicing software quality from the remote villages of India. I don't think that was a concept that has been tried then, or it has even been tried even now, excepting us. So I still think we are probably the only one who are doing something like this. And so there was a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of learning, delivery, and all those things where constant challenges, even things like internet connectivity, and there's a lot of such things, or pairing people with customers. So all those things were learnings that we took in the way, and of course, growing the company, getting multiple new customers, all those things was always a completely new thing that had to be tried. So all those took time, but we slowly expanded the team. I think Shweta and Shindu joined in 2019, then Aman joined us in 2020. Sudhakar joined us in 2021, and then there's a lot more people now, right? So now there's like almost, I think, 60 people in the team. We are present, as you rightly said, in all the centers. So it's been a very good growth story.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Nice to hear, sir. So my next question is like, no, now our Daisy Crew is fitted in all the rural areas, right? So when we talk about the software testing, we usually think like the first thing comes in mind, it will work only in the city places, right? That will be a big challenge when you take this in the rural areas. So how do you face those challenges, sir, from the initial, and how it has come right now? How you are, facing those challenges?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Sholaka. So that was the fundamental challenge that we faced when we started, right? There were
Yeah.
some projects and some work was going on, but we had no idea or no proof of concept whether it's even scalable to the way it is right now, right? When we have like 2, 3 people working per customer, and they're spread all across, and the customers are also spread all over the world. At that time, it mostly started with, I think there was a project, AOL project in Capo. There was Alien Vault and Tokopedia projects in Kollu. But what kind of scalability will have, particularly, I mean, not so much from a sales perspective, but even from an operations perspective, or how much it can be scaled at, at a larger size. All those were challenges. All those were something that I think none of us were sure about. So that's something that we all struggled with in the beginning. And of course, there was a great team to start with. I mean, the initial people who all worked in it, including Udaya, even Rajesh and other such people, right? So they played a pivotal role in setting the operations right and getting things in place. Of course, I was there, but they were the front-facing one. They were actually at the ground and doing things that mattered. And all that together, I think, kind of established the operation model and the way we can run this. And now it has been, now that we have successfully proven that it can be done, it can be scaled, and we are doing it and scaling it on a regular basis. So now that challenge is solved, and we're looking at newer challenges.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful answer. So
Saurabh,
I'll just
hi, very good
Hi,
evening. I'm just
Saurabh.
filling in
Yeah.
for Veena being not here. And how are you doing, Saurabh? All good?
Hey, Saravanan. Yep. How are you?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm going to also pose a few questions, and I would also ask all the team members whom I see, because many of them I know because they've been part of the language training as well. So please feel free. And since Veena is not there, we don't have the format by which she goes through. So please feel free and ask questions to Saurabh, and that is what I would request everybody. Saurabh, I have one question. I had pleasure of meeting you during the DC Summit, and we spent some time and stuff like that. Couple of questions, and one question is like, I just wanted to ask you, QA Cloud in past several years have what do you call, have come up in leaps and bounds, as they say it, right? One process which stood out. So what is that QN Cloud is doing different than various other processes which we have in our company? I know everybody is putting their stuff in, but one thing or maybe a few things which you would like to say, which will be a takeaway for everybody who's listening to this show.
Right. That's a very good question, Saravanan. So it's not that we're doing anything different, particularly, probably, Saravanan, but I think what mattered for KinCloud was started with a particular focus, right? To grow the company, to take it to different levels, scales altogether, and to have it as a separate growth path. So if you look at the typical KinCloud customer, they're very different from typical DesiCrew customer, right? If you look at any DesiCrew project, for instance, you will find probably a team of 30, 40 people working for one customer. Many a times it's much higher, right?
Right.
Maybe even 100, 150 member team in some cases. Mm-hmm. Whereas for KinCloud, I think our highest is probably 5, 6 people. Most of ours are like around 2 people or so. So it was set up with a complete different market, complete different idea in mind. Right. And the skill sets and everything were completely different. Right. So definitely the focus was there. The idea was there. And then we had to crack 2 things, right? One is operations, one is sales and marketing. So we did that sequentially. We first cracked operations probably in the past 4 or 5 years, and then in the last 3 or 4 years we cracked sales and marketing. And now I think it's an engine that's operating kind of independently, because those two things have been cracked, and they're kind of generating and on its own kind of a situation.
Fabulous, Saurav. I'll just pose in another question, and we would, as Srilekha also mentioned, to please ensure your questions are coming. This is a great opportunity, right? And if there is any question, you can unmute yourself and ask Saurav as well. Saurav, I just wanted to ask another question. See, we keep talking about AI at this point of time, right? Which is again come out of leaps and bounds, and maybe the Chat GPT has been kind of a what do you call visionary stuff, where the cloth from everything from the closet is falling out, because there are a lot of other apps which is coming which people were generally not aware of. So how is QA Cloud is leveraging?
Saravanan, you're breaking up. Not sure if it's a problem at my end or not.
Right. You got the question, or you want me to repeat again?
Sarvan, can you
That'd be
repeat
great.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
just
better now.
wanted to understand. Apologies, I repeating my question. How is QN Cloud leveraging AI, right? And which is such an happening stuff which is happening around the globe, right? So how do QN Cloud leverage? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually a very good question, Saravanan. So coming to the first part of your question, right, or the premise, if you look at ChatGPT or its similar models, right, even Bard from Google and others,
right,
these are all generated, right, and just like any generated, they are generating answers or situations, dialogues, and all those things.
Right.
Or even images and other things, right? But if you look at them, because it's generative AI and it's still in its early stages, there's a lot of things which is not correct or even nonsensical at times, right? If you look at even ChatGPT, the OpenAI product that literally revolutionized this whole area. I was just reading Twitter thread, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, that the accuracy has gone down probably 60% in just the last 1 or 2 months. And it's something very normal, because what happens is these things get fed on, the data that is many a times generated by itself. Right. And because it's generating nonsense, it's kind of feeding that nonsense, and it's a cyclical loop that goes into. So some of this ChatGPT related things is hype. Right. Some of it is true, and some of it will be game changing. We'll probably have to see how it evolves, right? This entire landscape. Having said that, it's definitely an area of deep interest for QN Cloud. QN Cloud definitely have to do something on it, and we are working on it in the background.
Right.
There's something even Rajiv, Mani, or Sandeep, or even everybody involved are deeply concerned with. And we will be in this space as well, and probably very soon.
Okay, fabulous. So we have two interesting questions as well, Saurav. So I would request the participant themselves to ask. Sindhu, you want to pose the question to Saurav first to start with?
Yes, Saravanan. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Saurav.
Hi, Sindhu.
Hi, Sindhu.
Saurav, so we never knew you outside of work. So we never asked you what your hobbies are, what you do in your free time. So we would like to know what you do in your free time.
How can this come from you, Sindhu? So, yeah, I saw your question, by the way. It popped up somewhere. So, I read a lot of books. That's probably what consumes most of my free time. Apart from, QN Cloud and all. And nowadays I read a lot of Twitter and other things. A lot of blogs, articles, and things like that. But apart from that, when I'm not at home or even, outside on vacation or something, I'm also a wildlife photographer. So that's something I keep myself busy with.
Okay. Great.
Okay, we never knew that you were a photographer, Sorry, Saurav.
Yeah.
So then, Saurav, we would like to see some pictures as well sometime later.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The pictures are never ready to be shown.
Saurav. So this time, Sindhu, so you guys have to get the
Yeah,
picture.
maybe you should show it to us, the Canglot team, Saurav.
Sorry, which team?
The Canglot team. Maybe you should
Oh, okay.
show to us.
Yeah, maybe I
Sindhu
will.
will do hacking and all, then we'll block it. Now it is only to Q and Cloud team. Yeah, anyhow, Saurav sir will be coming for summit, right? Kapu summit. So we can catch up there also. So Shweta, you have also dropped one question for Saurav sir. You would love to ask that?
Yeah, sure, Srileka.
Thank you.
So, hi, Saurav. So,
Hi,
actually,
Shweta.
yeah, so in the last couple of years, we have seen a significant growth with respect to the customers we are handling and the team and the skill set, everything. Overall, we see a positive graph. So how do you want to see QA on cloud in the next couple of years, at least for the next 5 years? Like, what is your plan?
So, how do you want to see it?
Definitely, at least 3 times of what we are now.
Okay. Only 3 times? Why are you aspiring so low?
Oh, is it so sorrow? So it's at least we can set it to a minimum of 3 times probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish Rajiv and Mani were aspiring so low, then my job would be much easier. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, definitely we want to continue the trajectory of growth, right? So if you look at Kion Cloud specifically, it's been growing 100% year on year. So that what that means in layman's terms, it's doubling its revenue, doubling its employee count, everything for last 3 years consecutively, right? So we doubled it from 2020 to 2021. We doubled it from 21 to 22, and we doubled it again from 22 to 23. And so that's the path we are in right now. I'm not saying that we'll continue doubling it for the next 5 years also, but we want to be, as close to that as possible. So definitely we should continue that path of growth and should definitely achieve that, your desired thing, that is 3 times growth.
Yes, sir.
And in all likelihood, much more than that.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir.
So thanks, Shweta.
Thank you.
So we have Udaya also here, and also we have Aman here. Any question from them? Aman, Udaya, Vinuta. Okay.
I think it would be better because Udaya, we have regular calls with Saurav.
So you'll have
we are
official
in direct contact.
Yeah,
So
you can ask.
for the rest of the team members that have joined, many of them are new to us as well. So maybe if they have any questions, they can ask directly with Saurav because they have very limited time with Saurav as it is. So it is a great opportunity, guys. So anyone of you who wants to ask a question, you can just jump in.
Okay, so meanwhile, to fill the gap, please think about the questions. As Aman said, it's a great opportunity. Please
ask. I have few questions in chat also, Saravanan. Yeah.
Do you have?
Yes, I have few questions in chat. People posted me also in WhatsApp.
Right. Please do post.
Yeah.
Please do post. Before that, I'll just slip in one question to Saurav. Saurav, you're from the city of joy. This, as they say, Kolkata. Right. So those, maybe this part of the world, those who haven't visited Kolkata or maybe been there, certainly I am one of them. Love to do that. What is that the city is famous for, and what do you like about things about the state and the city as well?
Right. Interesting. So Calcutta, or as Kolkata used to be known, and I still keep calling it Calcutta because I've kind of never accepted this rename. So I think its current chief minister has started a campaign called the sweetest part of India, right, which I think is very true. I mean, the Bengali language is usually considered to be the sweetest of all Indian languages. It's kind of very similar to French in sounding and all. And also, we are famous for our sweets. So that's the part I think it's famous for.
Right.
So I don't know how many of you know about it, right? But I think Aman is also from Calcutta, for those of you. But we have something called Durga Puja, which for many of you happens before the Dasara, right? This time, I think, in the month of October. And it's my, kind of sincere request to each and every one of you to visit Calcutta during those 4 days of Durga Puja. It is considered the greatest festival for the city. And in fact, I think last year it has won a UNESCO Heritage Award as well.
Right.
So similar to the Tomatino Festival in Spain, I don't know how many of you have heard of it or seen it. Right, but so it's similar in that very, very same category. And what happens during the time is the entire city gets decked up. There are, some hundreds of panels and those kind of things. And I mean, it's a different experience altogether, and should definitely be experienced. You get to see amazing works of art and sculpture and clay idols and everything that lasts only for, I don't know, maybe a week or so, maybe 10 days, and then it's all destroyed, it's opened up, everything. And so, that's your kind of the only chance in the year to witness it. And I think, everyone should do it at least at some point in their life.
Fabulous. I think you opened that our vision for Kolkata, I'm sure. Srilekha, you want to take on the next one? A few more questions.
Sure. So before I move on,
the participants can read and ask themselves rather than me asking.
Vinuta, but interesting question. Vinuta, the same question I've been asking Saurav sir many times, but I didn't get. Maybe you can ask this question. Not sure whether you will get it or what. You like to ask?
No, that's not a question. It's a request, actually.
Yeah. I made that request many times. Hope Saurav sir remember that request.
Is it? Okay. But we are like virtual, right? So it's we can ask only for the parcel.
Okay. Is it possible, Saurav sir, Vinita is asking?
Probably next time you come in, Vinuta, to Chennai or some other place.
Sure, Saurav. Sure. And when I was with DC Summit, I was traveling with the vehicle. I assume Saurav was like quiet person he is, and he was like mostly he was browsing. He was with his mobile all the time. Maybe he likes to read. That's what he said. He likes to read, and he was taking pictures also. I think that's the hobby. Is all time. He's having that all time. So that's good to know. Yeah. So I'll be waiting for the sweets next time on our visit. Thank you.
Yeah, some of it is long overdue, actually.
Sorry?
No, I was saying some of it is long overdue, Vinuta. So yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks, Vinuta. Sir, you were talking about the Durga Puja. I would like to highlight here, we had Aman and Nirmalya sir to talk about that topic on DC Live. So they were taking us all the way what happened in the Durga Puja, everything. They came on DC Live, they shared their experience and all with us.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said everything about every day. I think the street was colored in different light colors. It was like Navaratri 9 days which they celebrated, and for the the very good decoration or something. They also get like some prizes and all. So they shared everything with us. So that was really a good time with Aman and Nirmalya sir that day. Okay, so moving on to another interesting question. So maybe like we know that you love gadgets, right, sir?
Is it? I didn't know that.
Okay, so you mostly use only the Apple gadgets. Is it so, sir? The comment is like that.
Oh, this is someone's question, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, so any reason behind it? Why only Apple?
No, not really. I'm not really an Apple shareholder or I get anything if I use Apple gadgets. The only thing is I got used to it once, and Apple has this quality that once you get used to it, it's difficult to, uh, forget all of that and start using something new again. So that's kind of it, actually. Just got used to it and just stuck with it ever since.
Okay, so the same person has asked one more question. If all of a sudden Apple is not there, so what will be the second choice of yours?
The probability of that happening is quite low, at least in my lifetime. And if it's not there, it's not there. Then we'll have to see what the alternatives are at that point. Because I don't know if Apple is not there, whether even Android or Windows will be there or not. So we'll see.
Okay,
Whatever
sir.
is available.
Okay. So we had other questions also, sir. Like we know you as a leader, as a professional life. What is your favorite pastime? Like you said, like reading blogs and following Twitter and reading books. Like, so is there is any book you've been keep repeating reading those books or anything like special favorite in your books, book editions? Like,
Yeah, there's several actually. So I read a lot of fiction, science fiction, particularly,
science fiction. Okay.
and in fiction in general also, right? So there's a few books that I read. I think I've read multiple times in my life. There's a Foundation series and the Dunes in the science fiction world. There's obviously different fictions and all. I don't know how many of you have. I'm not expecting any one of you to read, but I don't know how many of you have heard of a book called Aranyak. It's by a Bengali author called Vibhutibhushan Bandyopadhyay. It was written in the early I think in late 1930s or something, before India's independence. And it wasn't written in English, it was written in Bengali. And because of that, it never really won any awards or anything. But, I think anyone who loves reading books, see if you can get hold of it and read it. I think there's some English translations available in, Amazon. I think it's a great book about then India and people's lives and those kind of things.
Okay, thank you, sir. So Vinita has asked some more question. Like, which place do you like after Kolkata the most in India?
And it can be any place, is it?
Yeah, in India, but except Kolkata. After Kolkata.
So the only other city I've lived in India after Calcutta, and this will really please Vinuta, is Pune. So lived there for I think around almost a year actually, and I really liked it actually when I lived there. It's a very nice city. I know it has changed drastically. In fact, I visited Pune after like almost I think almost 18, 19 years just last month. Or the month before. I think in beginning of June I was there for a very short time. But I mean, I couldn't recognize the city that was there, but it's still nice. It's still very livable, and hasn't lost its charm.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So Vinuta will meet up the next time I'm in Pune.
So Vinita, not parcel, you will get sweet there itself, not as a parcel when sir is coming. So next we have a question with Amin. So which person has inspired you, Saurav sir, the most in your life? Inspired person.
I don't know if there is any person in particular who has inspired me, but and if I tell you the answer, it's not even a tech guy or not even someone who is probably very famous. I don't know how many of you have even heard the name of a guy called Jim Corbett. I don't know how many of you know, but there's a national park in India in his name. He used to be a hunter and then a wildlife conservationist back in the pre-independence era. In fact, he passed away, I think, in 1956, 57, something like that. And there's a national park in Uttar Pradesh in his name. I think I only know him through the books he has written, in no other way. But I think the way he cared about humanity and was really important, and that mattered a lot.
Yeah, thanks again, sir. So there is one more question. How do you see the future of software testing in ChatGPT era?
Right. So as I was even answering Sharavanan's question, right? I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty that's out there. No one really knows what the future of testing is going to be. Of course, there are going to be some influence of AI in the years to come. How significant that would be, how game-changing that would be, is yet to be seen, given the current state of AI and all. But one thing is for sure, that is our pure service model will have to evolve for us to stay relevant. And that's something we're already working on. So we'll probably no longer be a pure service company in the future. And that model of software testing will also probably, kind of die down at some point, and some AI product and service combination will probably come in, which will be the future of, software testing.
Srilekha, Rajeshwari P.
Yes.
Begging to ask a question for some time. Rajeshwari, why don't you ask your question directly to Saurav?
Yeah, hi sir. So actually, we have the more people in all the centers, right, sir? So do we have the chance to meet them in one place? Because we can see their picture in their profile only.
Yeah, Rajeshwari, that's a very good question. And yeah, we have been thinking about that actually for some time. So we'll definitely plan for something actually. I can't say yet like when that will happen, but that's definitely something that should happen. And we are like kind of, have been thinking about it at a very high level. So we'll have to like, kind of plan something and make that happen.
Okay.
Gopi, why don't you ask your question now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hi, sir. So my question is any other projects, new projects is planned to open for Q1 Cloud? And then except the testing, is any other new project like development database, is anything planned in future for Q1 Cloud?
So from a branch perspective, I don't know what you mean, but if you're looking at like branches, we already have presence in 4 or 5 places, right? All the all the DC centers, we already have a presence. Probably nothing immediately, but maybe when DC opens some new centers, will also probably be there. Given expansion into other areas like development or database, nothing immediately, since we want to focus on the testing aspect right now. But those can definitely be something that can, come up in the future.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Gopi. Any other question from newcomers? Many new Q and Cloud team are there. Would you like to have any question with Saurav, sir? We have Manikandan also here. Hi, Mani.
Yes, Srilekha.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have a call every week. No, Saurav.
Okay, that's what someone said.
So rest of the team can ask. So we are waiting for that.
Okay.
But Mani, you can ask a lot of personal thing which was there in your mind. You wanted to ask Saurav, never got an opportunity. Use this platform.
Yes.
Yeah, something askable, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the opportunity what we have today actually.
Okay. So, what is your favorite, tourist destination?
That's a tough one. Probably Rajasthan.
Oh, okay. Okay, like a desert or night camping, likewise.
I think it's a combination of multiple things. I like historical places, and Rajasthan has a very deep
Yeah.
history of Mughals and Rajputs and the fights and all that, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, there's also like some good hill stations, a lot of jungles and other things that I also like. So it's a combination of multiple things, and it's probably a state that has like almost all of it.
Okay. Okay, sir. Actually, when was the Durga Puja will be get place in which month?
It varies a little bit. I think it's around the end of October this year.
Oh.
Probably happens like usually happens within, let's say, in the let's say middle of September to end of October kind of time frame.
Oh, okay. So we have a place there to come and accommodate there. So probably.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
If I'm here.
Yeah, I know. This year you will not be there. Okay. Yeah, thanks, sir. So rest of the team can ask.
So this is a one general question from a newcomer. I'm not sure whether this question is like what. They're saying like the newcomers, we don't have a chance to connect with everyone. We need some community interact with everyone. If any update came with such related to our tech, so which is the great place to talk about it and how it will help us all like.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good question, and we are kind of exploring some options to see how something like this can be done. Because a lot of people are also working on a lot of different technologies, but they're kind of being, working in silos, and that's not really passing through. And particularly when we are hiring people and there are newcomers and all, I think it's a great opportunity for them to learn from everyone else. So we are exploring some options. We would probably have, something to announce soon enough.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That was in the WhatsApp chat. We got it from crewmate. Yeah. So the next question is like, sir, have you ever heard a South music?
Sorry, what music?
South music.
Indian music.
South Indian music.
If listening to A. Rahman is considered as South Indian music, then yes.
Okay. How about Ilayaraja, sir, then?
Probably not much.
Not much. Okay. Which is your favorite song of AR, sir?
Difficult to say that way. I don't know if I have a favorite song from him, but yeah, there's lots of his albums and all that I listen to.
So do you sing?
I don't know. Don't ask me to sing.
Okay, sir, will not. Usually the people who join in DC will make them to sing at least one line, but maybe not today, sir. Will not do that. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions from team? We have many new joiners. You're posting me in the chat box. I'm asking the same question to Saurabh, sir. If you're here, you can ask the same question to him here.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Berlin.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I hope all are doing good. Hi, Saurabh. How are you?
Hi, Berlin. Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So it's not an important question actually. So this question. So how do you manage your stress and anger? Because we seeing only cool and calm Saurabh in past years actually. How do you handle this?
Yeah, there will probably other people who will say they've seen me only angry and stressed.
Okay. Nice to speak to you, sir. It's after a long time.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, that's why we are all telling them, like, anybody wants to interact with Saurabh, sir, please, this is a chance. Again, we're not sure where all will be connected in the same platform. Okay. Anyone? Anybody? Okay. So there is also one more interesting question. If Saru has a chance to go back in time and give his younger self an advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I think whoever has asked that question, I don't know who has, but that's a very good question actually.
But you can guess, sir, who asked this question. If you can get it in two chance. Someone from your
Okay.
team, close team.
Sorry.
So it is somewhere around where you'll have most of the meetings. So this is one among from that. This question is from one among them.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
But yeah. So to answer the question, I think I think there's some version of it that Steve Jobs has also said, and I think that's very true. When we grow up, we really don't know what's going to be there in the future, right? And when you grow up in India, you are bombarded with your education, your success, everything, right? And all those things are like what your parents keep telling you and everything. But at some point in the future, I mean, at some point in your life, if you look back, you'll see things kind of fall in place and they automatically get connected. So probably the best advice that I can give to my younger self would be that, not to be afraid. Things will happen and things will fall in place. And even if they don't happen and don't fall in place, uh, there are ways to come out of that and make things fall in place. So I think that's probably what I'll do.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So this question was from Sindhu, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So the next question, Raji is asking, which is your favorite meal of the day and favorite food like?
It's usually some kind of Bengali food.
Okay. Bengali food. So we know that you cook well. Is it so, sir?
How did you know that? Like, who made you to believe that I cook well?
Sir, I remember you said like you cook biryani well. Is it so, sir?
You have to come and eat it to know.
Okay. Okay, so the last question I have is like, tell us what you like with the people of each center. So I think now Q&A Cloud is spread in all the center. If possible, you should tell us like what you like in each center, like.
So I don't know if there is anything particular I like about, like something is special in Kollu versus something else is special in Viluppuram versus something else is special in Tinpalam or something. Okay. But what I think I've seen for all these people, right, particularly the Q&A Cloud team, but even outside, is the amazing stories that they have actually. Many of them have come up from, really, really poor families, probably from abject poverty. Whenever I talk to them, some of their parents are like farmers, they're security guards and things like that. And yet the resilience and the greed that they exhibit, and at the end of the day, the kind of work that they're able to do, right? Even coming from that kind of a background and everything, I think is a great thing. It's an amazing thing. Many of the people in Q&A Cloud, they're working for some very exciting names, some very exciting companies all over the world, right? And even people from, and I'm not, it's not in hyperbole here, but even people from very reputed colleges, people from cities, towns, and very reputed institutions will be very happy and delighted and proud to work for these companies. And that's where almost all of our people in Q&A Cloud are doing. And I think that's an amazing story.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, what kind of exercise you like? Gym, cycling, or walking? They're also given an option.
The only thing I do out of all those three is walking. So probably that answers your question.
Oh, thank you, sir. Sir, I think we have come to an end of the session on the last 5 minutes. Sir, if you want to share something with the team or if you want to ask, you can ask them and they'll be answering you. So this last 5 minutes is for you, sir. So you can pick anybody, new people, Shweta, Udaya, you can pick anyone. If you want to ask them anything, you can ask them, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if there is anything that I want to particularly ask, that I can do it directly with them in any case.
Yes. Any generally, sir? Anything general?
No, but I think maybe, some of them can say, like, if they, what do they find good about Kion Cloud?
Okay. So this one question goes to all. Anybody can unmute yourself and answer. So can I answer this question? Okay, Shweta is here. Yes. Yeah, Shweta. No, Saurabh sir will say you.
Yeah, Shuleka, you can also answer.
Yeah, I
But
think it's good if you tell the answer, Srileka. See, for us, like, we know what we say, all of us. So we would
no,
like to hear
Shweta,
from you.
I'll follow you. You can say first, then I'll say my views.
Yeah, I mean, the first and foremost thing that I can say is, the team. So definitely the team is very flexible, very friendly, and they have the commitment, and whatever task is assigned, so they will finish it, on time. And because of them, all these offline works and everything, work from home, everything is working out very well for us. Yeah, that's from my side.
Wow, super. Thanks, Shweta.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, Srilekha ma'am, Sindhu here.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing that I like the most in QAnon is the skill of the people. So if you give any challenge to QAnon people, I'm definitely sure they'll come up with an answer. They'll come up with a solution. They'll not say, I don't know how to do, or I don't have the skill to do it. They'll definitely find a way, figure it out, and then finally fix it. So that's what I like the most in QAnon. They'll accept the challenges. They'll do whatever they can to overcome that challenge.
Yeah. Thanks, Sindhu. Thank you so much. So I was supposed to say the same thing what Sindhu was trying to say, and also I would like to add one more thing is, like, people are very interesting and active in this Q Cloud team. I could see that. So, like, enough freedom is given. I believe, like, the people get more chance to learn more new things which are upgrading themselves. So if I'm not wrong, that's what I observed from the Q Cloud team. That's what my thought about Q Cloud, sir. So we have a last question from Shivangi.
Good. Thanks for that, Shuleka.
Thank you, sir. So last question from Shivangi, sir. So when we work hard but the result don't follow, how do we tweak something to find the success?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So, success doesn't you always follow hard work, Shvangi, to be very honest, in life. Many a times there are many a people who have worked very hard, but success has remained elusive to them. I think it's important to find out and understand why success is not happening with anything that you're doing, right? When you're working hard. And so at some point you probably have to stop working hard and, probably take a pause and look back and really analyze what you're doing and what can be changed, and keep on tweaking since, till the point that you get some kind of success. We all reach those points where we kind of face a roadblock, whether in life, whether in work, whether in personal things, everything, right? And the solution usually is to keep on tweaking till something works, and then kind of accelerate that and see what's working and what's not working. But just hard work may not give you the success many a times.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So we
Thank you,
have
sir.
done. Yeah. Thank you, Shivangi. So thank you so much, sir. We are done with the sessions. Hope you enjoyed the sessions. Sir. How was the session?
Absolutely, Shuleka. Thanks so much for having me, and thanks everyone else for joining and listening to me.
Okay, and I also got some comment like thanks for bringing Saurav sir online. We felt very interesting talking with the invisible man on live. So got some comment from others also. So thank you, sir. Thank you. So can we have one picture, sir? Everybody can on your
Shilaka,
camera.
yes, group picture.
Yeah. So is it possible, everyone? Just a second.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So on your cameras. Maybe the picture may not be so as good as Saurav sir is taking, but I'll try to cover everyone's photo here. So we have Mani here, Shweta is in, Aman is in, okay. Yeah, hi sir. So for how many of them it is first time to see Saurav sir, you can put your hands raised here.
First time for anyone, actually.
Is it, sir? And I could see new
we should
joinees
also
here.
we should also have Saurav during the time of Dasera, so he can come up with good pictures of Dasera from Calcutta. That will be a good session for 1 hour. Aman and Saurav.
Yeah.
Last time
Saurav
Aman
does not
was
share
there,
the
right?
pictures. Saurav does not share pictures, Vinita.
No, pictures of not him, but pictures of Devi Durga.
Ashwant said to me once that if I was not the only person visiting his marriage, he would not have accepted that he got married in the first place. So I was the only live guy that was there. Even I don't have any pictures. So that's a big mystery.
No, I'm asking about Goddess, right? That he will bring.
No, actually, Aman, we were searching to get Saurav sir's picture for the posters. It was a very big challenge to get Saurav sir's photo for the poster.
I'm telling you, I went live. I don't have any pictures. So how will you guys have? So
next time I'll ask you the pictures like Saurav and wife.
Maybe in some way, that camera will take more photos, Saurav sir, so that we'll have more photos of Saurav sir in Summit. Okay.
Yeah.
So very few have on the camera. How about fine? Okay. Team is just, it'll take hardly only 1 minute.
Shilaka, I should have told them before so that they can put some makeup and all.
I posted them.
75% women workforce we have, so it takes time. Shilaka.
Yeah. So we should have informed them early. I think people are getting ready, I believe.
Okay, I'll just take it.
I think Sindhu's having problem with her camera, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much, sir. So I had a very good time with you, sir. Thank you so much for everyone for posting your wonderful question and making the session more interesting. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thanks, Shilaka.
Thank you very much.
Bye.